Hello my dear students, you are welcome to Let's Learn Science. How are you doing everyone? I hope you are doing well in your studies. So let us start our session today. As we have learned in the previous session about microorganisms and their categories. They are broadly categorized into 5 categories, that is bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and virus. So far we have learned about bacteria. Let's see today about fungi. So fungi is a what type of organism? Microorganisms. But in case of fungi, they may be made up of one cell or they may be made up of more than one cell. That is, they is to form in both the form, that means they may be unicellular or they may be what? Multicellular. And fungi are like plants. Fungi are like plants and they are what type of plants? Non-green plants. That means they don't possess chloroplast, in which chlorophyll pigment is used to form. So as they do not possess the chloroplast, they cannot carry out the photosynthesis and they cannot make their own food. So for that reason, they have to depend on other organisms to obtain their food. So that's why they used to found to perform two mode of nutrition, that is parasitic mode of nutrition as well as saprophytic mode of nutrition. That is, they either obtain the food on living on or inside some other living organisms, or whatever they is to obtain the food by or from the dead and decaying matter of plants and animals. So they are basically found to found to perform two types of mode of nutrition, that is parasitic mode of nutrition as well as saprophytic mode of nutrition. Then they grow well in warm and moist condition. The place where it is warm as well as somewhat moist. In those conditions, they can grow properly. They can grow well. And some examples of fungi are yeast, then molds. So these are some of the examples of. Besides that, also many more fungi are there. So these are some of the examples of fungi. Yeast, mold. Yeast here is a unicellular fungi. It is a unicellular fungi. On the other hand, this is a multicellular, or it is multicellular fungi. So like this, what you come to know that they will be unicellular or multicellular. So this much only about fungi. It's not so tough. I hope you can easily remember. Let us see, revive. So they may be unicellular or multicellular. They are not green plants. They are like plants and their plants are non-green plants as they do not possess chloroplast. The mode of nutrition is parasitic or saprophytic. Then they grow well in moist and warm condition. And some of the examples of fungi are yeast and molds. Now let's see the next category of microorganisms. Now let's see about algae. The next category of the microorganism is algae. Algae are plants like organisms. They are not like organisms. Plants like organisms. Plants like organisms that are usually photosynthetic. That means they possess what? Chlorophyll pigment, chloroplast. And in the chloroplast, what is that? Chlorophyll pigment is there, and they, as a result of that, they can carry out photosynthesis and they can prepare their own food. They are usually what? Photosynthetic. But their leg of second feature the second feature of the algae is that they lack of true roots. They don't possess real sense in real roots. They don't have true roots. They don't have true stem, and they don't have true leaves. Right? They don't have their lack of true roots, stem, and leaves. It means actually they do not possess what in real sense. They don't have roots, stem, and leaves. It's there, but it is not so true. It is not so well defined. They are found. Where is the location in which habitat they are mostly found? They are found in freshwater, wastewater, and sea. Freshwater, wastewater, and where they are found? In the sea. And most of them are microscopic. But exception is there like seaweeds. Right? Most of them are what? Microscopic. But seaweeds, this is also an algae, but it is quite large. Its size is quite large. It is quite large. Which is the quite large size algae? That is seaweeds. What it is? Seaweeds. They may be green, red, or brown. Their color may be different. It may be green, it may be red, it may be brown. Why their class is to differ? Because it is to depending upon the pigment present, types of pigment present in the cell. That means what type of pigment is there in the cell, that will determine their body color, right? And according to that one, the color is to differ. That is, they may be green, they may be green, they may be red, or they may be brown. Because of what? Depending on the types of pigment present in the cell. Depending on the types of pigment present on the cell. So their color is to differ. That is, they may be green, red, or brown. Examples of some algae are Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas is an example of algae. Then Chlorella is an example of algae. Then kelp is an example of algae. So these are the some of the example of algae. Here this Chlamydomonas and Chlorella are multicellular algae. These are unicellular algae. But kelp is a multicellular algae. Right? So like this, what happened? They are what? They are usually plant-like organism, and they have the capacity to perform photosynthesis process, but they lack of true roots, stem, and leaves. Then they are found in freshwater, wastewater, as well as in the sea. And most of them are microscopic. But seeds, which is also algae, but that is quite large in size. Then their color may be green, brown, or red, depending on the type of pigment present in the cell. Then Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, kelp are the some of the example of what are some of the example of algae. Now let's see about the next category, that is protozoa. Now let's see about protozoa. So protozoa, just let's discuss about what just before few minutes we have discussed about fungi and algae. So what we come to know about them? We come to know that they may be unicellular or multicellular. But bacteria is what unicellular. In the same way, protozoa are also only unicellular. That means they are mainly made up of what only by one cell. They are single celled and the smallest of all animals. Right? They are not only single cells, but they are smallest among all the animals. Among all the animals, they are the smallest one. They are found in water. Where they are found? In the water. Or in which places? Damp places. In those places where somewhat the moisture is somewhat more. In such places, what happens? Protozoa is to live. So the water as well as damp places is the habitat of what? Protozoa. What? Protozoa. They either capture their food. How they used to get their food, how they obtain their food. They either used to capture their food, or they are found to be perform the parasitic mode of nutrition. What mode of nutrition? Parasitic mode of nutrition. Some example of protozoa are Paramecium, Amoeba, Giardia, Paramecium, Amoeba, Giardia. These are the some of the example of our protozoa. Some of the protozoa are helpful for us, and some of the protozoa are harmful for us. Why some of them are harmful for us? Because some of them cause serious disease in us. They used to cause serious diseases. And why some are helpful? Because some of the protozoa is eaten by the fish as their food, as they are found in the aquatic habitat. As well as some protozoa are helpful because they eat the harmful bacteria. So like this way, what happens? Some are harmful and some are helpful. Now let's see the last category of the microorganisms, that is virus. Let's see about virus. This is somewhat very dangerous. Why dangerous? We are suffering now a great problem. We are now in a pandemic condition, is not it? Only because of these things. Virus. What is the name of the virus which is creating a lots of problem in us during this pandemic condition? That is what? That is coronavirus. Right? They show somewhat, they are also microscopic organisms, right? They are also what? They are also microscopic organisms, but they are somewhat very dangerous compared to some other microorganisms. Yes, all microorganisms are somewhat, in some extent they are helpful and some extent they are harmful, but in case of virus, they are somewhat most dangerous. As you come to know about this one, through which condition we are, leading our life nowadays, due to that is COVID-19. So that is also a virus. Why I am saying this one dangerous? Let's see the various feature of what virus. That's why I have written this one with red pen. Okay. So they are microscopic organism. What organism? Microscopic organism, because they are not visible with our naked eye. Much smaller than bacteria. Their size is smaller than that of bacteria. Bacteria is single celled, already you know. But their size is much smaller than that of what? Bacteria. They are peculiar. They are what? Peculiar microorganisms. That means their characteristic, their features are not similar to that some other group of microorganisms. Why they are not similar? Because they exist in two states. They exist in two states. Alright. How they can stay in two states? Let's see. The non-living state of virus is called virions, and that means the two states in which they can stay, that is in living state as well as in non-living states. Okay. That means when the virus is not inside the living body, then they behave like as non-living things. They show the property of the non-living. Right. And when they used to get entered in the living cell or in the living body, then what happens? They start multiplying their number. They start producing their number. So in this way, what happens? They are having peculiar. They are what? Peculiar microorganisms. Why they are peculiar microorganisms? Because their characteristic, their features is not similar to that of any other microorganisms. They have the capacity to stay in the non-living state also. And the non-living states of virus is called virions. What it is called? Virions. They are considered to be on the borderline, and that's why only they are considered to be on the borderline. On what? Borderline. On the borderline. Suppose over there is what suppose here you see, this is the living and this is non-living, living and non-living. This borderline over here, the position of the virus. because they have the capacity to show the both the property of living thing as well as non-living thing. That's why they are considered to be on borderline of living and non-living. And most of them are, not only most of them, all the viruses is to perform what type of mode of nutrition? They perform the parasitic mode of nutrition. That is, they obtain the food from the other organism. Right? They are parasites, whether living inside the organism or on the organism, and they used to obtain their food. Like this way, they are found to be perform what type of mode of nutrition? Parasitic mode of nutrition. Now did you come to know why they are dangerous? And many dangerous diseases caused only because of this virus. Just now we are suffering, many people are suffering. That is, COVID-19. That is coronavirus, corona. Right? Then AIDS. That disease also. AIDS, acute immunodeficiency syndrome. That disease also caused by HIV virus. What virus? HIV virus. So like this smallpox, measles. Viruses are mainly, harmful for us. That's why I am saying it is very dangerous. So now let's see about the various friendly microorganisms. As we come to know from the name of the lesson itself, microorganisms, friend and foe. That means all microorganisms are not our friend and all microorganisms are not our foe. That is, some of them are helpful for us and some of them are very harmful for us. Now let's see about the various friendly microorganisms and in which way they used to help us. Let's see in detail. Friendly microorganisms. Right. Microorganisms are very helpful in many ways in our lives because many microorganisms are beneficial for us. They help us in many ways. That's why we call those groups of microorganisms as our friends or friendly microorganisms. Now I have written over here two examples, that is Lactobacillus, or I have written Lactobacillus and yeast. These are two microorganisms. This microorganism, that is Lactobacillus, is to convert milk into curd. So is it helpful or harmful? It is helpful. Because of that we are able to take we are able to eat curd. Now question is that how Lactobacillus help? How Lactobacillus help in the formation of or in the conversion of milk into curd? As you know, milk is a mixture of several components. It contains fats, it contains sugar, it contains minerals. So however, this bacteria, that is Lactobacillus, this bacteria is used to eat the sugars contained in the milk and convert it into an acid, that is lactic acid. Convert into what? Lactic acid. This Lactobacillus bacteria eat the sugar of the milk and convert it into lactic acid, and as a result of that the milk convert into what? Curd. So like this what happens, this Lactobacillus bacteria is very important for us. It is helpful, it is our friend. As a result of that we are able to take the curd. Next is the yeast. Okay? This microorganism also very helpful. You have heard the name of bread. In your breakfast often you used to take bread, cake. On your birthday you used to take this one. In the bakery, that means in the bakery, yeast help to produce or to manufacture different kinds of food item. Bread, in the making of bread, in the making of cake, the yeast is to help. Breads are generally porous and spongy. Breads are porous and spongy. They are very soft, is not it? So due to porous and spongy, bread become what? Soft. So why it becomes soft? Or you can say why it is porous and spongy. That is only because of yeast. Now let's see how. How yeast help in the making of bread and cake. Bread is made up of what? Sugar, then flour, right? Sugar, flour, salt. That is to mix together with the help of pouring water. Make a dough. Make a what? Dough. Make a dough. Make a dough and keep it. And in the dough, what happen? They give some yeast. And when they give some yeast, they used to multiply the number by eating the sugar molecules present in the dough. Present in the dough. And when the yeast feed upon the sugar in the dough, they used to release the carbon dioxide. And that carbon dioxide trap in the dough. They are not able to escape from the dough as it is semi-liquid type, somewhat sticky type. The dough is sticky type. So the gas, that is carbon dioxide, is to trap in the dough, and it doesn't used to get it is not able to escape from that one. That's why the dough is used to swell up. After that, what happened? When from the dough, the bread is used to bake. From the dough, the bread is used to bake. Then what happened? The carbon dioxide gas that is trapped in the dough is used to get brushed and it is to escapes. It is to escapes from the dough while baking the bread or cake. And as a result of that, what happened? The dough while baking the bread, the carbon dioxide is used to escape from the dough by bursting, leaving leaving the unequal size of holes, or you can say pores. Unequal size of holes or pores in the bread, and that make the bread very porous as well as spongy, and that's why it becomes somewhat very soft. So like this, what happened? Yeast is to help in preparing or in making breads and cake. Besides it also, yeast also help in the process of fermentation. Now let's see how it is to help in the process of fermentation while making alcohol. Fermentation is a process by which what happens? Alcohol is used to prepare. Now let's see how yeast help in the preparation of alcohol in the process by the process of what? Fermentation. So let's see how yeast help in brewing alcohol. That means how yeast help in the production of alcohol. The process by which alcohol is used to produce, that process is called what? Fermentation. You should know the name of this process, fermentation. By this process of fermentation, what happens? Alcohol is used to produce. Different types of brewing alcohol is used to produce by this particular process, that is fermentation. It is used for making alcoholic beverages, not only that wine, beer, right? Different type of alcoholic beverages from barley. From where they used to prepare? From barley, wheat, and different kinds of fruits. From barley, wheat, and different kinds of fruits, what is produced? Different type of alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic beverages is used to produce from barley, wheat, and fruits. Yeast convert carbohydrates, and how? It is to help, that is yeast is to convert the carbohydrate, that is carbohydrates or glucose into alcohol and release the yeast cell. That is the on type of microorganism. The yeast is used to convert the glucose into alcohol and release what gas? Carbon dioxide gas. That is in the process of fermentation, is used to convert the carbohydrate into alcohol and release what gas? Carbon dioxide gas. Yeast, that is the reaction which is involved in the fermentation is yeast. When yeast react with glucose, then what happens? What is produced? Alcohol and carbon dioxide is used to produce. So in this way, what happens? Yeast help in the process of fermentation while producing different kind of beverage or what can you say? Alcoholic beverage. So is that helpful for us? Yes, it helpful, right? Because in the cold countries, they need alcoholic beverage in order to rise their temperature. In the cold countries, where the temperature is very low, over there, alcoholic beverages are mostly used by those peoples in order to increase their body temperature in order to survive in those places. So like this, what happened? Yeast is used to help in the preparation of alcoholic beverage by the process of fermentation. Besides that, also many more microorganisms are there that is to help us in different ways. Just before few minutes, you come to know about one algae, that is seaweeds, which is quite large weeds that is used as a food. That is used as a source of food by the humans. Then one type of fungi that what is called mushroom. Mushroom also what happened? Used by the people as their food. Because and one thing over here you have to keep remember that all mushrooms are not eatable. Some of the mushrooms are very poisonous that cannot be eaten by the people. But there are some mushrooms that can be eaten by the people as their food. Then seaweed is used to take as a food. Then chlorella is also used as a food, which is very high source of very rich source of vitamins and minerals. Over there, lots of vitamins and and minerals is used to found. So like this, what we come to know, they used to help us in different ways. So what they come to know, that yeast is to help us in the formation of bread and cake. It used to help in the process of fermentation. Then what we come to know, that what just we have learned, right? That seaweeds that is used as a food. Chlorella, which is also used as a food. Then mushroom is used as a food. Then we'll come to know about they are also helpful to enrich the fertility of the soil. That is microorganism help in the increasing the fertility of soil. Now question is that how they used to help increasing the fertility of the soil. You have heard the name of one bacteria, that is Rhizobium. Rhizobium. This bacteria is used to live in the nodules of the leguminous plants, in the root nodules, in the roots of the leguminous plants. The legume plants roots have some nodules, and over there what happens? This Rhizobium bacteria is used to found, and this Rhizobium bacteria have the capacity to fix what to fix atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. Although there 78% of nitrogen is there in the atmosphere, but unfortunately plant do not have the capacity to use those atmospheric nitrogen for their growth and development. They cannot use the free state of nitrogen gases for their various purposes in their body. So what happens there? Rhizobium bacteria is used to live in the noodles, or you can say in the roots of the legume plants, and by living over there, they used to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. What they used to do? They used to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. And like this one, what happened? They used to increase the fertility of the soil. So Rhizobium bacteria is used to form to perform the symbiotic mode of nutrition. Because what the legume plant is used to provide them the Rhizobium bacteria shelter and food. They used to provide the shelter and food to the Rhizobium bacteria, and in return of that, the Rhizobium bacteria is used to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates and help the plants to use that nitrogen for the various life processes. So like this one, what happened? There are some microorganisms, that is Rhizobium, that help in the increasing of fertility of soil. Now let's see some other useful microorganisms, how they are helpful for us. Helping the environment. Microorganisms help the environment. Like bacteria and fungi, they used to act upon the dead and decaying matter of plants and animals, and they used to decompose it. Bacteria and fungi are also called decomposers because they used to decompose the dead and decaying matter of plants and animals. And that this is how they used to keep our environment neat and clean. This is what they used to keep our environment clean. If there will be no bacteria and fungi, then what will happen? There will be heap of garbage. Everywhere there will be heap of garbage. There will be nothing to act upon the dead and decaying matter of plants and animals. That's why bacteria and fungi are called Nurses scavenger. What they are called? They are called nurses scavengers. Why they are called nurses scavengers? Because they used to act upon the dead and decaying matter of plants and animals, and they used to decompose it. Besides that also, there are some bacteria they used to act upon the organic compound present in the soil. There are some organic compound, that is the dead and decaying matter of plants and animals, and on those substances or compounds, the bacteria used to act, and they used to break down those complex molecules into simpler forms, so that plant can absorb those those compound for their growth and development, because in the complex form they cannot be used. So the bacteria is used to break down that one and convert that one into some simpler form, and after that what happened? That is to used by the plants for their growth and development. Besides that also, bacteria is used, or different type of microorganism is used in different fields in our day-to-day life. They are used in the field of medicine also, right? They are used in the field of medicine also. That means different type of medicine, different type of antibiotics, right? Different types of, they are used what? In the field of medicine. In the field of medicines, right? They are used in the field of what? Medicines. That means different type of antibiotics. Antibiotics is used to prepare by using microorganisms. Then you have heard the name of one hormone, that is insulin, right? Which is responsible to control the amount of or level of sugar in the blood. In a normal person, what happens? That insulin hormone is secreted by the pancreas, and it is to control the level of sugar. But when what happens? So in a normal person, what happens? That insulin hormone is secreted by the pancreas and control the level of the sugar. But when the person is used to suffering from diabetes, then over there the pancreas is become very weak, and that the amount of insulin hormone secreted in diabetic patient body, that is not enough to control the level of sugar. So over there what happens? That insulin medicine is used to work. So that insulin also prepared by using the microorganism, one type of bacteria. So like this way what happened, microorganisms are also very helpful in the field of what medicine. They are used, that is they are also used in the field of medicines. And besides that also many more uses are there. Some of them only given in your book. Besides that also many more uses are there, that one you will come to know in the later class. That will you come to know in the later class, in your higher classes. Now let's see what are antibodies and how one should take the antibodies. What is antibodies and how one should take the antibodies? As you come to know, antibodies are prepared by using the different type of microorganisms. Right. Now let's see how we have to take, in which way we have to take, and how antibiotics are, what is the function of antibiotics in our body. Let's see. So before going to learn about antibiotics, we should know a brief history about antibiotics. The first antibiotic that is penicillin. Which one is the first antibiotic? That is the penicillin. The first antibiotic is penicillin. And from which microorganism this antibiotic is obtained or produced? That is obtained from the fungus, and from which fungus? The name of the fungus is Penicillium. And the name of the fungus Penicillium. In which year? In the year of 1928. In the year of 1928. By whom? By Alexander Fleming. Okay. So the first antibiotic is penicillin, obtained from a fungus, and the name of the fungus is Penicillium. And by whom it was obtained, or by who first found out this antibiotic? And that is by Alexander Fleming. Now let's see what is antibiotics. Antibiotics are the substances that is produced from the microorganism. From which organism it is produced? It is produced from the microorganism, and that kill or inhibit them, and that substance is used to kill or inhibit, right? That is to create a lot of obstacles while in the growth of other microbes in the body. And that type of substances that is to kill or inhibit the growth of other microbes, we call those substances as antibiotics. And whenever we used to suffer from different kind of viral diseases, bacterial diseases, then we used to visit our doctor, and doctor used to prescribe us various types of antibiotics in order to protect our body from different type of microbes or pathogens, you can say. So while taking the antibiotics, certain precautions should be maintained. Certain precaution must be maintained. Otherwise, what will happen? It will, instead of helping us, it will degrade our health. It will harm us. So we should take the antibiotics only with a prescription by the qualified doctor. We should visit a qualified doctor, and after his prescription only we have to take the antibiotics. And we have to complete, one should take the complete course of antibiotics. Suppose a doctor is asked to take the 10 tablets of antibiotics, don't take 5. You should complete that one. Right? Otherwise, what will happen? The different microbes that is growing, the disease causing microbes that is in your body will not kill by that inadequate amount of antibiotics. Right? And the antibiotics that one should take, right, only at the advice of as I told you, at the advice of qualified doctor. And one should not allow to take the antibiotics whenever he or she wish to take. Okay, I am suffering, suppose one kind of disease, so I will go to market, pharmacy, I will buy the antibiotics and I take. No. Only you should take that one only by the advice of a qualified doctor. So these are some of the precautions you should maintain while taking the antibiotics. Besides that also, microorganisms are very helpful for us because they are also used in the producing of vaccine. They also help in the production of vaccine. That is, vaccine also produced with the help of what? Microorganisms. Edward Jenner, that he was the first person to discover the vaccine for smallpox. So from the microorganism. So it also, or you can say, microorganisms are also helpful for us because they are used to prepare the vaccine. So like this way, in different ways, what happen, microorganisms are very helpful for us. Inside our digestive system also, there are some microorganisms that is to help in the process of digestion. Right? If those type of bacteria will not present in our digestive tract, in the small intestine, then then what will happen? The proper digestion will not take place in our body. So like this way, there are so many helpful bacteria there in our digestive system that is to help in the digestion of food in our body. So that because of all this, beneficiary, or benefits, because of all this activity that we are able to carry only because of microorganisms, that's why some of the microorganisms are called what? They are our friends. Okay. So in our later session, we will learn how they are our foe, how they some microorganisms are regarded as our enemy. So today I would like to end up the session over here. So if you like the video, then please comment, subscribe and share. Thank you.